All right, welcome into another edition of Catching Up with the Cats. I'm Justin Parker. He is head coach Adam Denton of the women's soccer team. Adam, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks. How are you?
Doing great, man. What's funny how life kind of brings you around in different places, and you and I've crossed paths before, but not fully. We were both at Wingate together. I think you're a year ahead of me, and we knew some of the same people, but had not connected until just recently. Maybe that's because you were running in the cool crowd and I was not, maybe.
I don't think so.
But it's been great to connect, and always great to have another Wingate Bulldog on staff at Davidson. But I was kind of thinking about that recently, and Wingate and Davidson have a lot of similarities. Beautiful campus, small college, get to know your professors, but also lofty athletic expectations. So how much do you feel like you kind of draw on your days playing at Wingate?
Yeah, when I came over to Wingate, I wasn't really sure what to expect, coming over from overseas. Um, it was a little bit of a transition for me, but it was a wonderful campus. It is a small campus. It does have some crossover with that with Davidson. The community, athletics being a big part of the mission of the school. And then it had, a good academic standard as well. Davidson, obviously, from an academic standard, takes it to a different level, and it's Division 1 athletics rather than Division 2. But there is some similarities there that I think translate into Davidson, and it kind of helps us in our recruitment process because I've went through that process of being at a small school, not just recruiting for a smaller campus. I also lived that experience as well. So we do use that a lot with the recruits that we're looking at, and it definitely was a good 4 years when I was there.
And no train in the middle of the night at Davidson either.
No, definitely not. That train at Wingate was. I think I lived like basically on the track. My apartment was like right at that track, so But it came by that much. You never even knew it was there. It came
Right.
by that often. So,
Right.
but it definitely was that first week of preseason when I arrived. There wasn't much sleep going on because of that train.
That's great, man. But before we kind of move on to 2020 and all the unique challenges that it has provided, let's take a look back at 2019 for a moment. You guys really took a step forward, 8 wins, but a year away from it now. What kind of sticks as far as maybe the biggest things you're proud of from 2019?
Well, it was my third season in the program as head coach, and everything at Davidson is kind of laying the foundation to try and build on. And there's recruitment that's part of that, but it's also the things that you're putting in place. The big impact that we had in 2019 was down to the work that was done in 2019, but also 2018 and 2017. That means the players, the coaching staff. The big strides that I felt that we made was in our off-season training and our spring training. They were the things that kind of give us that platform to push on in the fall. The fall of 18 was a really tough season because we played exceptionally well in games, but we got ourselves in moments which we hadn't been in before, and then those moments went against us. And then 2019, we were in those same moments, but this experience from 2018 got us on the other side of those things. So when you look back, it's the best season that the team had in a decade. It's the best season we've ever had in the A10. And we were this close. We came into the last game, but when you look back at certain moments, if there's 2 or 3 moments across the season, if those things had gone our way, we probably would have finished as high as 5th. So we kind of put ourselves in the middle of the pack within that A10, which was definitely the goal going into the season. The hope is that we can continually be there. Now we've had that experience and we've been that close. We want to continue to build on that. And looking back, I'm just really proud of all the work that all the players put in that year, but also the year before and the year before that. Because when results aren't necessarily going in your favor, that's the most challenging part. And results, everybody loves to win games and compete in games, but it's a true testament to what the players have done over the last 3 years and kind of laying the foundation, being true to our brand of soccer and kind of seeing the long-term vision of where we wanted to get to. And that's probably what I look back on as the most rewarding. It was a great year, but it was 3 years to get to that point of hard work by all the players and staff. And now we're there. We want to continue to be there and then push on from there.
Yeah, and that's great stuff because, like you said, you find yourself in those moments, and then if you haven't been in those moments, maybe you don't end up on the right side of them. But once you have, you can kind of say, okay, we can push through this, and then it only takes a couple of those to change a season around. So, and then comes 2020, where it's just been one thing after another recently, and I don't think any of us could have expected. Working from home as long as we have, balancing kids and dogs and toys in the background, and all kinds of things like that. But what have you learned maybe about your team during this, just the unique challenges, and how they've kind of faced them?
Yeah, Davidson's a community. Our team, I've always known that our team is a really close team, and they love spending time together and working together and competing together. And then when everything started to change in March, I knew we were close as a team, but it really highlighted how close that we were. Everybody was going through those challenges. Yes, players were disappointed that we lost the spring season. Coaches were disappointed. But the sense that they couldn't be around each other in that environment was something that really hit home. I knew it was going to be tough for them, but it really showed how close together they were. And then what we did is we took advantages of, Zoom calls. We checked in with players weekly. The team were checking in with each other. We had our meetings. And, if anything, I think we were extremely close as a team. If anything, I think we've become closer. Everyone's leaned on each other and been supportive of each other. People from different states have had different challenges. There's a lot of things that have happened and continue to happen. But our team's bond has continued to get stronger and stronger even through this time. So, with every challenge, every adversity, there's going to be an opportunity. We've taken the opportunities that have been provided for us to stay connected, still be engaged, be involved in the soccer side. But I think we've grown stronger, and our players will be getting back on campus over the next 7 days. We'll have training. It will be different. We'll have protocols, but the thing that they're looking forward to the most is getting together and working as a team in whatever capacity that we can.
Yeah, and I think we're all kind of looking forward to that in our own way, just being together, being around the same people, even if we have masks on and that kind of thing. But it is different, but we'll take that right now, right? We'll just be around each other, lift each other up, and that kind of thing.
Absolutely. I know they're looking forward to it. We've been speaking to the team individually and collectively over the last couple of weeks. We've done that since March, but over the last couple of weeks, when in late July, when the decision was made that the season was going to be postponed, there was obviously a big disappointment there from the group. Understandably so, but we understand why that decision has to be made. But over the last couple of weeks, as we've started to edge closer to getting back together, you can see, and hear in their voices that they're just looking forward to getting back to campus.
All right, Catching Up with the Cats is brought to you by Atrium Health. I'm Justin Parker. He's Adam Denton. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.